things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly, without an apology. Gotta give that theology to God, hallowed be, cause this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Oh wait, hold on. Before we get into that, this is why this issue is important. This is why before we go to a transitionary period, this is why this is important. If you have not heard, Pastor Judah Smith is being sued. He is the pastor of Justin Bieber, or at least formerly it was that the case. He's being sued. But notice what he's being sued for. It says a Seattle area megachurch that counts celebrities such as Russell Wilson, Justin Bieber among its 1,000 members has been accused in a lawsuit of requiring employees to donate some of their earnings back to this religious organization or risk being fired. So tithe or be fired is the message of Judah Smith. It says employee Rachel Kellogg alleges churchome and its leaders engaged in a systemic scheme of wage and hour abuse against their employees, including the requirement that all employees tithe 10% of their gross earned wages per month, according to the lawsuit filed in King County Superior Court last week. So not only do they have a tax, they're being tithed. I mean, at least probably like 20% of their income is just being taken out of their check. And they're being under compulsion. Now, the Bible clearly says we're not to give under compulsion. But this Judah Smith and the leadership there, forcing them to tithe. My goodness. But this is the consistency of the tithe message. Now, it's totally unbiblical, right? We're going on. It says, if they didn't, the lawsuit states, they would face pressure, discipline, or termination. Kellogg, who worked in video and production for churchome, says she wasn't informed of the policy until after her hiring in 2019. Of course, they're going to be upfront and honest when they're practicing this unbiblical practice to you, right? So the lawsuit argues the practice violates the state's Commissioners Protection Act, as well as an hour and wage laws. Regardless of whether this is a church or not a church or a nonprofit or a for-profit corporation, requiring employees to rebate any wages to an employer is an unlawful practice, says Eric Nusser, one of Kellogg's attorneys at Turrell Marshall Law Group. The lawsuit includes communications between Kellogg and employees who mentioned the need for her to tithe 10%, as well as a supervisor reprimanding her with the expectation that you get in rhythm with our company policy on tithing. Now, we read earlier about how the Bible does not command us to tithe. It says free giving, not under compulsion, and expecting nothing in return. This is clearly in repulsion, under compulsion. This is being forced to tithe or get fired. That sounds like compulsion to me. It says the reprimand came after she stopped tithing because she was struggling financially due to a 2020 car accident, the lawsuit said. Now, I wonder if they helped her out during this financial struggle. You know, she's working for you. She just got in a pretty bad car accident, which caused some of these financial struggles. One would think the church will be willing to help her, but that's probably unanswered questions. It says the church declined an interview request from Seattle Times on Wednesday. Churchome said in a statement from attorney Nathaniel Taylor that its employee handbook and statement of faith, including tithing, that the church doesn't deduct tithe from employee paychecks, but ask all employees to live out this practice. It's the classic wordsmith language. We're not forcing you, but you better do it. I'm sure that's how it works, right? It says the First Amendment protects a church's right to restrict employment to those employees who choose to abide by church teaching. So pretty much because they're under the church teaching, they got to abide by the church's teachings. Churchome intends to vigorously defend the rights of all religious institutions to live, teach, and model their faith through their employees, the statement said. The lawsuit names Churchome as a defendant along with the pastors Judah and Chelsea Smith, CEO. Well, there's one issue, right? Pastor Chelsea Smith. Anyways, CEO David Kroll and his wife, Jenna Kroll. The Smiths and David Krolls are on the 10-member board of directors, which also includes former Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, now the Denver Broncos. Wait, Russell Wilson is on the member board of directors with his wife out there? Anyways. It says the Smiths have long been face of a movement of churches that has garnered followers and criticism for their highly produced sermons and embraced off social media. Earlier this month, musician Lana Del Rey released an album that included nearly 5 minutes of Smith preaching. That's interesting. Churchome is primarily supported by membership tithes and offerings, according to a 2021-2022 financial report. In 2022, the organization listed $35 million in total assets. You see why people demand tithing, i.e. forcing people to give? Man, this is very sad stuff. Very sad. My prayers are to those who go to this church to leave and embrace the true gospel of Jesus Christ. You know, churches that don't demand you give, but hey, you freely give here. Pastors that are not trying to get rich off of the backs of those, especially off of a false message, false gospel. Hey, freely give. We freely give because we freely receive. So I hope those who are watching this under the slavery of tithing will embrace a message that is, hey, give what you can. Free giving. Be generous with what you can. If you don't got it, that's okay. We'll help you. Yo, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you heard here today, why don't you go and leave me a like? Subscribe to the channel. It's your first time here. Hit that notification bell. I promise to give you weekly content, lives, interacting, exposing false teachers, showing you my theological beliefs and what I believe the Bible teaches. So if you're here for that, go and join us.